What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're gonna talk real quick about Troy Andersen roster news for the Atlanta Falcons. That's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. It was reported yesterday that Arthur Smith said that looks like Troy Andersen may be put on injury reserve. It was waiting for the MRI to come back, and it has been confirmed that Troy Andersen has been placed on the injury reserve. Um, Not sure if he's going to make it back this season. Did not say it was season injury, but we don't know. It may be, maybe not. But at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that we lose one of our young, uprising linebackers that they was able to bring in last season, who had like 5 starts last season, expected to be one of the main cogs in this Atlanta Falcon defense this year. We do recall that Troy Andersen did not play in the Green Bay game because of concussion protocol. So we have seen what Nate Lemon, his backup, has been able to do. He actually played really good in that debut that he had his first start, in the NFL. So Nate Lemon is going to be taking over that spot. We have other couple of guys that's on the linebacker core. That's one of the positions that we probably can say they're considered kind of could be a little bit, you know, not where we want it to be for us the depth perspective. However, that's the NFL. Next man up. That's what we have to do. I do have faith in Nate Lamon. I think he's going to be able to do the things that he could do. So let's see what happens. In the future, do the Atlanta Falcons decide to bring somebody else in, and to fill that the linebacker position? But they did make another roster moves today by putting Troy Andersen on the injury reserve. They was able to bring in an offensive tackle, Storm Norton, from the New Orleans Aints practice squad, a guy who has played, in the NFL before. This is his fourth season. Actually, his longest time in 2021, where he played with the Los Angeles Chargers. He had 15 out of 17 starts in that during that season. It was one of the seasons where the Los Angeles Chargers had a pretty good explosive offense. So he does have experience. We know we have been having issues with our offensive line. This could be, somebody to come in could might be may fill, spots where we've been struggling at. You know, I know people always think about the money and things like that, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to do your job. And if somebody's not producing, maybe they need to sit down for a while to figure out what's going on. Um, Bringing the guy who has offense, starting experience on this offense. We need to be able to take the quarterback. We need to be able to have a solid running game. So that's one of the things definitely that Atlanta Falcons always trying to put the best players on the field to be able to fill spots and things like that. So and to add this team to make it better, you know. And it's still sweet, taking something from the New Orleans team. You always love to see that. Obviously, you know, they actually signed Norton to a deal this offseason, but he was not able to make the 53-man roster. But they still brought him back on the practice squad. Like I said, a guy who has veteran experience, who has started in this league, so it's not somebody that's green that we're gonna have to really be really concerned about. But at the same time, bringing another guy, we know we have issues on the offensive line, so I love this signing as well. Um, Moving forward, getting ready for the Atlanta Falcons to head down to London, playing Wembley Stadium to play against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're home away from home. But we got a lot of fans overseas as well. So I don't, consider it, a a true home field advantage for the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they do, frequently play over there a lot. Atlanta Falcons did play over there back in 2020, so this is not something new for this team. A lot of these guys, these young guys and things like that, definitely going to be their first time going over there. But from a coaching staff standpoint, they did it like I said in their first season, so it won't be something that will be new for this Atlanta Falcons squad. So that's one thing we definitely got to look forward to watching these Atlanta Falcons go overseas. Check back with me tomorrow when I do my keys to victory for this particular game. A lot of things that we definitely got to work on. A lot of things that we can take from the Detroit loss. to make me factor in what I think this Atlanta Falcons team has to do this upcoming week to make sure that they get back on the winning track. Of course, we're playing another team who's, don't want to go down, um, 1-3. So that's one of the things we definitely got to look at. Um, so we have to block. Like James said here, we bringing in the other offensive linemen, got to be able to block for the team. That's one of the things you got to look for today. So, guys, interesting. Let me know what you think about Troy Andersen. Um, what would the effect be of him not, playing for the rest of this season? That's going to be a big deal for us. Somebody that we really looking for, especially his speed going sideline to sideline. I have been really impressed with Caden Ellis. So looking at that, it's going to be a good thing. But Nate Landman, like I said, is a guy that I think could fill that spot. Not as explosive as a guy like Troy Anderson, but he is a hammer. You go look at what he did in college. This guy is a tackling machine. He's a one of those hard hitting linebackers that put his body in harm when he comes downhill because he comes down with bad intentions. So you love to see things like that from a guy like Nate Landman. But behind those two guys, we'll see what the Atlanta Falcons decide to do. Do they decide to go bring another veteran guy in? We know they always, turning over stones and trying to make sure they bring the best, guys in for the 53-man roster. So it'll be interesting to see what the Atlanta Falcons decide to do at the linebacker position. James said we will do okay. I agree. I like the way Nate Landman looked. Um, but you're definitely going to miss some of that speed, some of that explosiveness that trying, especially from his blitzing ability. Um, like I said, going to sideline, and he was actually improving. You just want to see the growth from the guys going from year 1 to year 2 and see, how much better he was going to be. But it's the lead. That's the lead. That's the way it is. Guys always go down. You have to have the next man up mentality because if you don't have that, you don't have anything. So that's what we got to see moving forward. But actually, I'm more interested in the fact that we brought in another offensive lineman, add to the 53-man roster. Like I said, guys, we have to fix this offensive line. One thing that you can always say about any NFL team, if your quarterback can't be protected, no matter how good he is, he won't be successful. So having a young quarterback back there just adds more pressure to that because they're not as savvy and how to manipulate pockets, being able to get rid of balls. You've seen some of the things that Jared Goff was able to do, getting rid of the ball quick, not taking bad negative plays and things like that. That's some of the things that Des Ritter just not as experienced that he needs to be. That's why the offensive line need to be better. Coming in this season, this is one of the issues that we really, from an offensive line standpoint, that we probably didn't think about our offensive line being one of the issues with this team, right? We kind of figured that the offensive line was going to be solid. It was going to be really good in the run game. It was solid in the pass game, and we was going to be able to be, execute all the things we had to. But the first 3 games, if you go look at some of their grading from the first 3 games, and of course I'm talking about Pro Football Focus. Every offensive lineman on our on our line is dropped by 20 to 30% of their grading from last year to this season. So that's a big drop off, right? And that's what you don't expect. You would think, being the 3rd year in the season, having the chemistry down, understanding what the offensive coach wants to happen, you would think they'd be more in line, in tuned, have more chemistry and down pack. But it seems like they took a step back just 3 games through the season, but they got to improve there if we're going to be able to protect the passer. One thing everybody's talking about, the Atlanta Falcons should have ran the ball yesterday, but they literally put 8 in the box. They was definitely determined to stop the Atlanta Falcons running the ball, so we had to pass. That's what it was all about, but we could not even do that. So this gotta is and it's a copycat league. So what's going to happen? Other teams going to figure out we can stop their run and put the hands in the young quarterback to make him beat us. That's what they're going to try to do, right? So at some point in time, like I said yesterday on my live, that Desmond Ritter is gonna have to learn how to, be a passing quarterback in this league, because they're gonna try to take away some of the things that we do well. And if we can't do that, because we sometimes you got to pass to open up the run and vice versa. That's just the way it is. That's the beauty of this game, is that it's great coaches and great players on the other side as well. So it's trying to play chess, right? It's what you're trying to do. What they do well, they want to take that away, right? So we got to have a counter to that. We can't be, start being so predictive, and they're gonna try to take away what we do well. We run the ball well. They're gonna try to take that away and make us be a passing team. That's what we got to understand. And if we don't, make adjustments and start being more balanced, like I was talking about yesterday, this is the kind of thing that's going to happen. They're going to stack the box. If you look at their linebackers, their defensive back guy like Brian Branch was shooting the gap, right? They was making sure that zone read, those cuts before John can even decide to get a cut. They was already in the backfield. Think about it: eight tackles for a loss, 7 sacks. They lived in our backfield yesterday because, like I said, they was trying to make us one dimensional, and when we had to pass the ball, we was not able to. So, this signing for offensive lineman is just a sign that the Atlanta Falcons trying to figure out what's going on. Put more competition out there. Yeah, I pay a guy $33 million, 3 seasons, to come back, and a guy like Caleb McGarry. But if he's not getting the job done, they have to make decisions and put the best 3 man on the field to make plays. It's the same situation in Kansas City, where they just signed their left tackle, and he been benched twice because of procedural penalties and things like that. You know, it's just where it is. It's all about what have you done for me lately. It's about being productive in productions. You pay a guy, you invest in guys, you pay them a lot of money, but if you're not getting a job done, you're not going to, hurt the whole team because you put so much money in somebody. That's just the way it is. So I like this signing. Um, really want to hear what you guys got to think about it. Let me know about, of course, about Troy Andersen, what effect he's going to have, moving forward for this team, but also the signing of a guy like Storm Norton to add a little fire to the other guys on the offensive line to make sure we start to get back to the level it was last season, from an offensive line standpoint. That's all I have, guys. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.